I'd like to start the November 5th, 2015 meeting of the Revere Conservation Commission. First item on the agenda is roll call. Member Joseph LaValle.
Here.
Member James Sorbonne.
Here.
Member Ann Rapone.
Here.
I'm Chairman Andrew B. DeSantis. Member Dan Bluestein is absent. Member Vincent Camerata is also absent. Next item, I would just like to thank our former Vice Chairman, Joseph James, former member of the Commission who resigned last month. I'd like to thank him for his service to the Commission.
Point of personal privilege.
Go ahead, Ann.
Point of personal privilege, if I may. Joe James served this committee well, and it was a pleasure and a privilege to be here with him. And I wish him the very best in his decision to not continue on. He's just a wonderful man, and he was a great member of this committee. And thank you. Thank you for the privilege of extending this statement.
Thanks, Ann. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of October 1st, 2014. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Member Sorbonne. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Joseph LaValle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. Next item on the agenda is a request for a continuation of public hearing for notice of intent DEP file 061-0617-778 Washington Ave, Wakefield Associates, mixed-use residential and commercial development. They've once again requested a continuance, and I'd also like to recognize Member Dan Bluestein as present.
Sorry for my delay.
No problem. But I did speak with the petitioner for 778 Washington Ave, and I told them I felt due to the long time delay between the public hearings that they should re-advertise and re-notice the abutters on this matter if they plan on appearing before us in December. Do I have a motion to grant the continuation?
Well, before we proceed, I know that there was a comment from DEP on that submission, and it doesn't seem like their original submittal addressed some of the issues that the DEP asked for, and in particular in regards to classifying the area as riverfront area. Should we apprise them of this information, and would this require a resubmittal?
Yeah, I have apprised them of the information. My expectation is I'm going to get a revised notice of intent and a revised plan set that's going to address this or attempt to address it, even if they don't agree with DEP's comments. I think they need to address it. Based on DEP's comments, I doubt that I would be of a mind to grant a order of conditions unless it's adequately addressed. But, I've got to leave it open to them, continue the public hearing for them to present more evidence in support of their petition. So I haven't fully made up my mind until they've had a chance to come back.
And how long do we keep continuing this public hearing? I mean, it's been 4 months?
Yeah, it's been 5 months, yes.
At what point do we say, sorry, guys?
Yeah, we could vote not to continue it, and then they could simply refile, I believe, especially if the project is different, if they do address the DEP concerns. I'm not sure, because I've never had this experience before with something like this. Usually, when it seems to be an issue, usually the petition just withdraws and that's it. So it's up to the commission whether you want to grant a motion to continue. But I felt because of the time frame,
grant a continuance and expecting that we're going to basically get a whole new NOI submittal, correct? And if it's not satisfactory, then they're out of luck, I guess, at that point.
Okay, yeah, I mean, maybe we can just tell them, their original plans were very minimal, so I think some more detailed plans in addition to addressing the DEP comments would be necessary. And I don't know if we want to give them, like, if you don't come before us within the next 2 months, like, we're just going to close this continued public hearing.
Yeah, I can look into, see what literature I can find that addresses a situation like this.
Okay.
Do we have a second to Mr. Sabone's?
Yes, I'll second it.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Next item on the agenda is a request for determination of applicability from Mass DOT for the resurfacing of Route 1 between Route 16 and Route 60. This is a public meeting. Ms. Lynch, would you approach the podium?
Chairman, I have to recuse myself.
And I don't know if the mic's on. Press the button, turn red. Yeah, press the button. Okay, and now I think it's on. Introduce yourself, Ms. Lynch.
My name's Amy Lynch. I'm here from Massachusetts Department of Transportation, presenting a request for determination for our project, which is resurfacing related work on Route 1. And this project is about 4 miles, 4.5 miles of
I don't think your mic's on, Ms. Lynch. So I think that was supposed to be green when it's on rather than red. Ours is supposed to be red. Yours is green. So. There you go. Thank you, Jim.
Should I start over?
Just speak right into the mic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, as I was saying, my name's Amy Lynch from Mass DOT. Here presenting request determination for a project which is resurfacing related work on Route 1. And the project is 4.3 miles going from, so it's just south of Washington Ave and Chelsea and extending north just south of Route 99 in Saugus. So that includes all of the entire limits of Route 1 within Revere. It includes the ramps, some bridge work. And within this area, there's a number of areas of border vegetated wetland, isolated vegetated wetland alongside the highway. So we're within the buffer zone of that. And also, as you probably know, Rumney Marsh is located just east of the highway, but the limits of the highway are outside of the outstanding resource area limits as shown on GIS. And in addition, we're within the riverfront area of the town line brook, which runs onto Route 1 and connects to Rumney Marsh. And so to explain that it's more of the project work, it's resurfacing, so we'll be moving some of the pavement and repaving, including guardrail replacement, some repair of median and barrier as needed, and additional some wheelchair ramps and sidewalk repair along and updating on the side roads off the ramps. We will be using sedimentation erosion control measures throughout the project to protect these wetland resource areas and wherever needed. there's several bridges that are getting some repairs.
Okay, why don't we open up the specific questions if any of the members have specific questions. Anybody have any questions for Ms. Lynch? Member Bluestein?
So when you're doing the milling, how much debris and material is generated? I mean, is there plumes of dust moving around, or I mean, can you just explain sort of the waste that's generated and how you handle that?
No, I mean, it's granular, so there's no dust, and I mean, it's pulled up by the machine and collected by that. I know it's not deposited anywhere. It's picked up by a truck and carried off to. I'm not sure exactly where. So I know they reclaimed some of that to reuse, not necessarily with this project or other projects.
Are you planning any drainage work?
No, I think they'll adjust the drainage structures if,
On the road itself, but nothing in the adjoining ditches?
Yeah, they're not making any additional drainage work beyond what's existing, yeah.
When is this work projected to start?
It's being advertised the end of this year, so as earliest would be the spring. Yeah, there'll be a contractor, but...
And what time of day will the work occur?
I don't know that off the top of my head, actually.
You're probably going to get the same question next week when you're before Chelsea. I know you're going before Chelsea, conservation.
I'm sure this time, I mean, I know a lot of that's done at night.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I know one of the questions in Chelsea is the impact on
I mean, with the more traffic on the roadway, it's, yeah, I think it's almost entirely done at night. Definitely not during rush hour times. I know that's usually explicitly stated. I'll have to check the contract to see if there's any other specific things that the town or anyone that has asked for. Because we do ask them that.
Will it be storing any equipment or materials at the Revere DPW yard on Washington Ave or in Chelsea at the District 6 yard, or will they store salt
I assume there will be a location they'll find to set up for leave equipment. Not sure what kind of materials would be left, but that's up. The contractor will determine that. So if there's any changes, we can come back and we specify that it wouldn't be in a sensitive area. But yeah, that's not specified at this time with the stage of the project. So.
Anything else from Ms. Lynch?
I have a question, Mr.
Go ahead,
Chairman.
Member Raponi.
On the removal, the contractor will remove and properly dispose of off-site all milling, silt, debris, and construction materials accumulated as a result of the work. Will the contractor be doing this on a gradual basis, or will it be daily, or how often will he remove the debris?
It'll probably be as the work goes along, and then I mean, the construction materials may be sitting like a guardrail barrier that's being installed, but
What will he use for transportation to transport the materials? A truck, type of truck?
yeah.
Do you anticipate there'll be much removal or much debris to be removed?
I think the debris is one of the things we do is clean out catch basins as a standard item in contract, so that's one part of the debris. And under the guardrail, it builds up over time with winters and everything. So I think that's part of it. And
And what's the time span on this construction? How long do you think it's going to take to complete?
I guess it'd be probably, and they might finish it one season, so next year. I have to confirm that.
I can hardly hear you, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Most likely we'll finish it next year, I think. They'll be able to do it in one season, but I have to confirm that. It might be 2 seasons, like next summer. Summer 2016.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. Member Bluestein?
So I guess maybe you can help me with this. So this is the project's working in near very sensitive environmental areas. So I guess if you hand off the project to the contractor, is there going to be any oversight from you guys to make sure that what you've proposed is going to be?
Yeah, we work closely with them and our resident engineer who is on site every day. And anything that comes up, we're involved and they come back to me. And we will alert you, before the work starts. Anything else that comes up. So.
Yeah, because I think this qualifies as a limited project.
Yes, that's what I would say. It's described in the request is subject to protection under the Act. Since the work described therein meets the requirements for the following exemption as specified in the Act and regulations, no notice of intent is required, and it would be exemption for maintenance of a roadway. Yeah, and essentially what you're doing is taking off an inch and a half of the highway. They're using recycled asphalt product. Does that go right back to the plant and they put it back in the mix, so you don't know?
I'm not sure what the plan is for this project. I know that's sometimes done, yeah. I have to check on that.
Yeah, I drive the highway twice a day, so I'll be keeping an eye on it. Okay, so if we could have a motion to issue a negative determination?
I'll make the motion for a negative determination.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll sign this, Amy, and then I've got to get it copied, and I'll send it out to you.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Here you go, Joe. Well, I'll give it to Ann first.
Oh,
Ladies first.
thank you.
Yeah, if you just want to sign it, bring it over the other side.
Okay. My friend, I signed it. He refused himself. He doesn't sign it.
Yeah, well, I signed it, so we'll have the 4 signatures. There you go, Mr. LaValle. Okay. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing for a notice of intent, 52 Calumet Street, Noureddin and Khadija Beccaria, construct a wood frame 2-story single-family home on same footprint as demolished fire damaged single-family home. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
Make a motion to open the hearing.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, sir. Okay, Al, Mr. Legge, representing the proponent, the homeowner. Let's just come up and explain to the committee and to those people watching what your plan is.
Basically, the house in question.
Speak into the mic, if you would, Al.
Basically, the house in question caught on fire a year ago, just about a year ago, around December. People have been displaced since then. You know, they've had a long drag out with the insurance company. Basically, a contractor got involved, was unaware of procedure of conservation and other issues pertaining to this project. Homeowner sought my help. I'm here to help them this evening. And, you know, I've gone in front of you people looking for relief. What we're basically looking to do is extend the existing foundation up to the base floodplain elevation and bring it into compliance. I've submitted a plan. The existing foundation is in great shape. We can pin the existing foundation and come up to 2 feet we need to and have our vent system put in so we have the flow of water through. And that's basically what we're here for. The home is going to stay in the same footprint. It's not going to extend beyond the footprint of the existing foundation, and it's going to be in compliance with the elevation of 30 feet. We have structural plans that have been submitted to the Inspectional Services Building Department. They're approved. They're ready to go. Hopefully you guys will give these people the relief and they can proceed forward and get into their home because they have been displaced for a year. And their insurance is pretty much going to run out. Their alternate insurance where is paying them subsequent rent where they are now is looking to run out within the next 2 months. They've gotten a couple extensions. Unfortunately, they just fell into the wrong hands and were aware of procedure, and that's basically what have happened. So hopefully we can help these folks.
Thank you, Al. Any questions for Mr. Legge? The only comment I have, Al, is when I looked at your plan and looked at the foundation section, the smart vents need to be within 1 foot of the finished grade.
Okay.
So I put that as, so you need to cut them into the existing foundation.
Okay.
So that's
That's
the
not a
only
problem.
difference. That's in the order of conditions
All right. Thank you.
for smart vents within 1 foot of the, I put the base flood elevation, but that's close enough to what you're showing for grade. Member Raponi?
I have no questions at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Do we have a motion to close the public hearing? I prepared an order of conditions. And
Yes, I'll
issue-
make a motion to close.
And I'll second it.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Voted. Okay, so you're all set out. I just got to get a copy of this, and once I do that, I'll send it to you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the committee, too. Thank you very much, and I'm sure these people will be very appreciative of your help.
Thank you. Next agenda item is 20 Acadia Street, a notice of intent, public hearing for addition to existing garage structure. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion. Open the public
Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So voted. Mike?
Hi.
Introduce yourself, please.
My name's Mike Colecchia, 30 Oak Island Street, Revere, Mass.
And just a brief description of what you're here for, Mike.
Putting a little addition onto my existing garage for some storage that I need.
Member Joseph LaValle and myself made a site visit this past Saturday to the location. Took a look at it. This will have smart vents in it. It's a slab on grade. There's really not too much to it. Any questions from Mr. Colecchia?
Yeah, through the chair.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Colecchia, I don't know if this is, we're going to use the same system that we used before, but not only do we have the vents on the walls, but we had them in the door too.
Yeah, what I had done is I specified 3 vents on the outside wall, which I think is sufficient for the size of the structure. That you're going to have 1 inch per square foot within the structure. So you have, yeah, and the other case is where you had an inside walls and they didn't have the length on the side. Let me just calculated this out.
Mr. Colecchia, are you going to have garage doors?
I'm not sure if I'm going to get a garage door or just build a big barn door.
Uh-huh.
Not sure yet.
So the square footage of the space is 429 square feet. So the 3 smart vents are equivalent to 3 12 by 18 vents, or 648 square inches. So he's got more than enough with the 3 vents that are proposed in the sidewall. So I felt that was sufficient. You know,
Okay, thank
see
you.
something changed, I had no issue with changing it either.
Yeah.
And do we specify where, like 3 vents on 2 sides?
I said on the outside wall, so it would be, as you look at the plan, the wall that says 29.5 feet on it.
Yeah. I mean, can we specify 2 on that wall and 1 on the shorter wall, or?
We could, yes.
Or, I mean, just so that not all 3 are on the same side, I guess, is my concern.
We can specify that.
Just at least having them on 2 different walls.
Okay. I'll just note that change in the order. Actually, what I said is at least 3 openings shall be provided in the garage space. I'll expand upon that, reprint that sheet. So it'll be 2 on the long wall and 1 on the short wall. Okay. Anything else?
Where's the door?
The door is, as you look at the plan, and where it says 17.8 feet.
Mm-hmm. That's where the door is?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was mandated by the zoning boards of appeal not to be more than 8 feet tall.
Right.
Which didn't appear to me was more than 8 feet tall when we were there.
Well, it was going to be 10, but they made me lower it to 8.
Yeah.
So then if we change the order of conditions to require 1 vent on that side, that would be the same side as the door, though. Can you have a smart vent on a moving door?
Oh, yeah, you can, yes. Yeah, you definitely can.
Oh, here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, or you can have it on the door. They make a
Or on-
particular smart vent for your regular garage type doors, your overhead doors, and I'm sure you can just cut one into a barn door if you're going to put a barn door, just like you would into the wall.
Shouldn't be no problem.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Okay, anything else from Mr. Colecca? Do I have a vote to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So voted. Okay, we'll sign this tonight, Mike,
Okay.
and I'll take it and copy it and put it in the mail to you, so you'll have it.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Inspectional services to keep over. Did what? Oh, no, he had another meeting. He had a MassDOT meeting.
Oh, I thought he was recusing himself because of...
Well, he was recusing himself, but then when he saw that he would have stayed if we didn't have 4 members. But then when he saw Dan Bluestein showed up, because he had told me he had a meeting in Alston he had to get to, where they're doing, well, I'll explain it to you after we close the meeting. We have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
You don't have to explain it, I just wanted to make sure we didn't have to.
No, but it's interesting what he's working on. Adjourned at 5:30.